And maybe it's just a trick in the back pocket. I'm not too read up on my Zelda matchup knowledge, but it is nice to have that. Plus, I'd imagine it's going to be maybe a little tricky getting off the ledge with that Phantom there. That is if we see the Zelda. Yeah. This doesn't surprise me too much. So the two lovely ladies coming out. And let's get it going. Small Battlefield going to be the stage pick. Tried and true. The new PS2. I love that. I love that people are really embracing this change of like Small Battlefield it's the neutral stage. Because PS2 is a very, very polarizing stage by comparison. So really cool to see that with some of these longtime veterans. Sissy Longlegs getting the big openers. The Electro just needs one counter hit out of the corner to be able to really get in there, but getting hit by that up tilt as well, and getting that Nehru's Love baited out as well. Gonna be tricky. Here we go though. Down tilt up air. Sissy just playing really solid right now. Not fishing too hard for the kill. Because the only fishing that I saw was that up smash onto that platform for Tech Chase earlier, and that one right there. But both of those were like really safe spots to go for it. Electrode wasn't really in a position to punish it. And maybe that's a little telling of how the matchup will go, right? It's like how much can we punish what Bayonetta is able to do. Sissy taking the first stock. A nice displacement coming out from Electrode, and now this is where the difficulty comes as far as the ledge trapping goes, but Sissy just waiting it out, stalling out with that wall hit on the ABK. As well, not even dealing with it, and because you have such a long time between when that Phantom MG spawns and when you can put out another one, just able to make it through. Sissy trying to wait out that Nehru's Love, but gonna get reversal there. Oh, and just forward smash out of the corner. We're taking a screenshot, too. Wanted to make sure we got that in 4K, although Electrode is the one that's on the Joy-Con, so it's probably just a misinput. Who knows? Either way, we're going to keep it rocking and rolling. Electrode just really have a hard time finding that sort of footing. We'll find our way back to the ground eventually, and a great upbeat ledge to boot. We're going to punish the end lag. What Sissy has to offer with that back air, the lightning kick. Yeah, what else we got in the pocket though? Electrode down till into the dash attack. We're getting a little something, and I feel like we're throwing out these Phantoms maybe a little bit too early. So gotta be careful. Yeah, that up tilt out of the corner into that back air will certainly do it, but we do actually catch the upwards DI with the double jump side V. Very good call out very good read from Sissy. Finish out that combo at 147%, and oh, the win box pushing Sissy away, making things awkward. I mean, that's one of the things that Zelda does best, right? Is making you pick a panic option that's a little bit weird because you're not quite sure, you know, are you going to get hit by it or what you have to do there. Sissy, though, not fishing too hard for the kill. We're throwing out moves, but we're doing it in a way that is safe, and Electrode is really having to fight tooth and nail to try and bring this one to last stock. But finally, we dash in, no buttons pressed. Electrode getting punished, and Sissy taking game one. A surprisingly methodical Bayonetta game. I mean, we really just hit the B&Bs there. We didn't overextend too much. And Electrode just got absolutely run over by the mobility that this character has. Because I feel like in a matchup like this, you really, really have to rely on your counter hits. Like, you're not necessarily going to be calling out ABKs super well. And it's going to be really hard for you to get openings in neutral air. So Electrode definitely knows this is going to make those adjustments coming into the next game, and I love that we have the confidence in the Zelda for this one at the very least. Knowing, especially like how close we were to taking that second stock in the last game, saying, you know what, I got this. Sissy starting out with the early percent, and we are going to get that down tilt combo. Not too much afterwards, but see if we can continue to read Electrode's defensive options, just like in the last game. And oh, actually, that Phantom displacement was hard call out on that roll in, but Sissy just enough time to be able to roll away as well, not get punished too hard. Oh! We saw that up smash again. Electrode picked the same option. I don't wanna talk too loud. Hey, listen, he's 2 feet away from me with no headphones on. I'm not gonna be the one called out for coaching. You know what I mean? Continuing to make it work. Get that down throw into the back air. True combo, but still not gonna kill. 70% even. We do find that up B though on the side B. Grounded side B is not gonna be the tool against Zelda. That's gonna be the one place, and that up B is going to be the right choice from Electrode. And a much closer game as that neutral air actually goes through all the hits of bats within. Lingers just long enough to get it through. And I think Sissy shades a smash 4 right there, looking for that fair 1 conversion. And to be fair, like if you don't go for the Naru's Love, if you don't go for the air dodge right away, it can catch some people off guard, but maybe not against this floaty. Grounded ABK once again. Not going to be the answer, and Electrode is right back in the game and actually almost gets the kill as finally, it's our turn to play. Oh yeah, forward smash. Not looking for that there. I feel like that might be the Achilles heel of Sissy, unfortunately, is just maybe throwing out smash attacks where it is ill-advised. Electrode is so consistent at doing that displacement attack. I have a lot of respect for it too, because they're on Joy-Cons, bro. That's gotta be hard to get that angle right every time. Nevertheless, here we go. Playing patiently out of the corner, that back air sour. But you know what they say, at first it's sour and then it's sweet. Let's see if Sissy can get it here. That up B, that's gonna be sour. Oh, and Sissy just running straight in through the Phantom. I think Electrode held it out maybe a little bit longer than they had before. Great punish on that down air on shield too, and yeah, we see them. I think that was the first time that Electrode did the second to last charge, because usually I think Electrode's favorite setup is to go for, I think it's the level 3 Phantom, where you don't have the helmet quite yet. But that time Electrode mixed it up with level 4 Phantom. So very interesting using that little bit of a tempo mix-up to really get in there. And from the looks of that game 1, I didn't think that this game 2 was necessarily going to go Electrode's favor. I'm not going to lie, just because of like how dominant it was from Sissy. Electrode proving me wrong right there. Because it's like I was mentioning at the beginning of the set, right? Zelda's not really going to be setting the pace against a character with a tool like ABK, but you just wait for your opponent to make mistakes, and Electrode doing a great job of capitalizing on them, which I think is the big adjustment that he made. So we're going to see if Sissy is able to get her footing together and actually finish her plate, because that's the big struggle with Bayonetta. I think there's, it's not necessarily the most difficult thing in the world to learn Bayo combos, because you can kind of just, react to the DI on the fly sometimes. But it's really just about playing that neutral at those higher percentages and accepting that you're going to have to win more neutral than some other characters, even some lower tiered characters, just by nature. Now what makes Bayo so good is it's very easy for you to win that neutral in the first place, and sometimes you can get situations like that where you're almost threatening the kill at very early percents just because Bayo is so good at calling out defensive options and calling out jumps in a game where people love to jump and where defensive options are relatively safe. Electrode, though, playing out of the corner right there and mixing it up with the Din's Fire. You love to see it, and one of the weaknesses of Bayonetta is she's not going to have an easy time sweet spotting that ledge. And that's why Electrode's been throwing out these Phantoms a little bit early. So we'll see if Electrode can claw his way back into this one, just like they did in the last game, where 1 or 2 openings, that Lightning can get it's strong. Great up B to center stage. Oh, Sissy going for the read with the forward smash right there. Like I said, maybe the Achilles heel coming to boot. That's why it's a foot. But these forward airs coming in clutch. That's what's your shoot. There we go. Back air, calling out the roll in neutral. Probably one of the most reliable ways for Bayo to take those stocks in neutral. Now we're going to try and see, can we catch this air dodge? Can we catch this Nehru's Love? Can we catch this high recovery? We can catch these hands, but up till not going to lead into too much. Still going to call out the neutral B once more. Electrode playing a little bit scared right now, but we'll see. Can we get it? Because down tilt could absolutely turn this game around in the right spot. Or if we catch Bayonetta with forced to recover low, it could absolutely turn around. So don't count Electrode out quite yet. The percents might be red, but this character doesn't really play with percents like that. You look for your openings. You have the same game plan. Unwavering. Up tilt back air, not going to be it. And Sissy getting reversal there. I think that was resources gone. And I love the attempt from Electrode to call out that neutral get up, but just a little bit off on the timing. Up B, not going to have the spacing for it. That sour back air almost killed, not the best DI. But we do see that up B right there coming out. Electrode, trying to get out of the corner. There we go. Trying to get the up air right there. But dash attack just straight on through the Phantom. Saying you don't get to charge this in neutral. Maybe Electrode getting a little bit too aggressive with their spots throwing out that Phantom, because we saw that one disappeared and just immediately after went for the displacement. And until you get the shield up, which requires, I think, a level 2 or level 3 Phantom or higher, you're not going to get that pushback. And it's not really going to do any of the weird, like, hurt box, win box type beats. So, Sissy letting one game slip through the cracks, but coming right back in a big way. And Electro going to stick it out with the Zelda again. Love to see it. Maybe just not having as much confidence in those other matchups, or maybe just saying, you know what, this is my main. I've got this. I don't know what I was thinking with those other characters and winners. Because right now, I got my princess on my side. I got the Triforce of Wisdom. That's all I need. Just that knowledge. Defeat your opponents with the power of knowledge. Pick up a book. The more you know. There we go. Double up B as well. Oh my goodness, but yeah, Sissy did use all 4 of the specials right there. Great punish from Electrode. And yeah, when Bayonetta's forced to recover low, I actually don't know what you do versus Zelda. It's got to be difficult to stall out there, because even you've got to touch the ground at some point. It is like the one weakness that this character has in terms of that recovery. If you have a move that can challenge it, or a projectile, just go off, queen. Here we go, though. Down tilt into the dash attack. Not going for the lightning kick, not wanting to get punished. And you know what? I respect that. I respect maybe not pulling the trigger a little bit, because you could get it, but if you don't get it, it's gonna cost your lead potentially. Why take that risk? Electrode though trying to get the call out in neutral. Oh, and I love that DAPK. Oh, unfortunately goes for the double jump and didn't get the double jump cancel, so that's why that SD ended up happening. Sissy not quite recognizing, and it was really hard to see those double jump rings in the blast zone, so I don't blame you too much for that one. But it does mean that Electrode is going to absolutely turn this one around, trading 2 stocks potentially, or maybe even a 3 stock if Electrode keeps this one up, but up tilt and a back air. Sissy has something to say about it. Ooh, I love that. I love that down tilt conditioning, wanting to see what Sissy would do off stage to see if they can maybe go for that lightning kick or not, because that drop zone lightning kick, it's such a scary position at the ledge, because it's not true, but like, it could happen. Ooh, great up B out of shield from Sissy, racking up that percent. Not letting the last couple of stocks get to them too much. Because the one thing that I will say is Electrode's been doing a great job of capitalizing on mistakes, so Sissy can clear up those mistakes. Well, mistake made. That's the trade-off you get playing Bayonetta into a matchup like this, right? Is you get to combo to death, but if you don't get out of the way, Zelda's going to have one of the easiest punishes in the game with that lightning kick. But still, how do you get out of that shield? Sissy making a small comeback. She's doing a great job right now in neutral. Pacing around that Phantom, being so careful as to not mess with it too much, and we're getting more of that damage. Electrode. Potentially last stock of the tournament, and oh no, the panic air dodges are starting to come out in droves. Forward air might do it off the top. Yes, it does. Sissy turned it around. And the reverse 3-stock coming out. And we can see the sigh of relief as she shakes it off, gets up, moves on to top 4. The first KMLocal with the PR attached to it. The honor and the glory of the KML tournament's PR. Got to be feeling good. Got to be feeling good about that one, especially the 3-stock comeback on deck.